Kirk Thompson's roots in transportation run deep. The son of a Missouri Pacific railroadsman, he was born in Little Rock in 1953. On the same day, the Korean War armistice was signed. At the end of his third grade year, Kirk's family moved from North Little Rock to Newark, Arkansas, where he discovered an aptitude with numbers.
In rural Arkansas, a lot of times the quality of the educators cover a wide spectrum. And occasionally you'll get that really good one. And he taught math. And he just was a really good teacher and made it interesting. And so, I just sort of became a numbers geek, I guess. Between my junior and senior year in high school, there was an honors program at the university. I was invited to attend this honors program and get 6 hours of college credit, which I thought was a good idea. And so I went back to my hometown and graduated, and then came to the university.
While at the University of Arkansas, Kirk studied chemistry with the intention of becoming a pharmacist, but later changed his focus back to his first love, math. After his father passed away suddenly during his sophomore year, Kirk decided to leave Fayetteville and return home to be with his family.
I went to an employment agency in Springdale and signed up and said I need a job, and here are my limited skills. John L. Hunt, she was looking for somebody in the accounting department, and they said, well, we've got this young man, why don't you interview him? And she was like, well, no, I've got all women in the department. I don't think he'd fit in. And they were like, well, he really needs to go out on an interview. Would you just interview him? So she said, okay. So I came up to Lowell and interviewed with Mrs. Hunt, and we hit it off immediately. And by the end of the interview, she said, when can you start? And I said, tomorrow, which is exactly what I did.
Kirk joined the accounting department at J.B. Hunt in 1973. After his first year, he began taking night classes at the U of A while continuing to work full-time with the hope of achieving his degree in accounting. Once he got his degree, he moved back to Little Rock to work for a local accounting firm.
And I was only there about 16 months. And again, Mrs. Hunt called me up. I was in Texarkana at State First National Bank auditing. And it was a Friday, and she said, I was just calling to see if you might be interested in coming back to work for us. And I said, I might be. They made me an offer that I really didn't want to take, and so I said, well, that's not really what I want to do. And Wayne said, well, why don't you take my job, which at the time he was the CFO. But before you are too impressed, it was still a very small company. And I said, well, yeah, I could probably do that. So that's how I ended up back at J.B. Hunt in 1979.
Kirk found himself to be very comfortable and confident as CFO at J.B. Hunt. By 1985, a potential change in upper management presented a new career opportunity.
I've never had any trepidation about numbers. Wayne Garrison was the CEO at the time, and he had indicated to me that he was going to leave and that I was going to have to be the CEO, and I did have some hesitation about that. It's like, well, I don't know if I have the skills for that. I'm a CFO and I know numbers, but I don't know about running the whole show. So that was a big transition in the 86, 87 time frame.
It was a transition that led to a long future. Kirk would spend the next 23 years serving as president and CEO of J.B. Hunt, and in 2011 became chairman of the board. During his tenure, he oversaw the growth of what was once a small northern Arkansas trucking company to what is now one of the largest transportation companies in the United States.
It was a very small company in the poultry supply business, providing rice hulls for litter for chicken houses, turkey houses. And then to see, how it's transformed is really an American business success story. Well, I may be the one getting the award, but I really owe it all to all the people, past and present, at J.B. Hunt who have given their all to make it successful.